Your kit. You're going to have two 1-inch screws and two 1 1/4 inch screws. Your 1 1/4 inch screws will be for your dovetail if you do the 7th grade design, and this is going to be a little more detailed video of how to do that. Take your neck. You want to just take a hacksaw. You want to just take an edge down in there a little bit, and when you get it down just enough that this will sock down in there, you're going to drill 2 small holes, okay, and when you're done, you can put your tuning pegs in. Now you can use colored toothpicks or your regular good old-fashioned wooden toothpicks, a little contact cement, or if you prefer, a lot of people prefer this good old stuff, Tight Bond. A couple screws in here, keep that in place. Okay, then you want to think now, before you decorate it all up, how far up, where do you want this? Now, I shouldn't have to tell you that from the nut to the 12th fret is the same distance as the 12th fret to where the saddle would go. So, you notice in your instructions and your materials needed, I put that you would need a yardstick. Oh, this is my yardstick, it happens to be. And this tells me that my saddle would go right here. So I know if I'm going to do a 5th grade assembly, that's where my saddle is going to go. So I'm going to cut my notch here, set this down under my face, and put it in, and I know where it goes because it's marked. You cut it off at the end of the box and you're done. That's your 5th grade. Now your 7th grade assembly, I know, I just marked it. I know that's where my saddle will go, of course, on top of the box. So I can line this up. Myself, I already know. I'm going to put it right here. This is kind of where I want that to go. So I'm going to mark off a fret. And actually, it looks like I can take 2 frets off of the neck blank. And what I'm going to do is cut this, finish the neck, and show you what the neck it looks like in just a moment. And I'm going to cut this box, and I'll show you that in just a moment. I'm going to come back with the box and show you how the dovetail fits inside the box. This is what your head looks like. You have your 2 smaller screws in there. And this one I kind of blackened it out, but that's how that would be. Put your tuning pegs in, standard 7/32 of an inch posts, and right here that thickness is 5/8 of an inch. So you'll have a whole lot of clearance for your string to wrap up, and it's got a good downward tension on it. And I haven't finished this. I've got a couple of frets that I want to do better, and I'm going to finish sanding this and clear coating it. You see, my neck's going to fit right up to here. Now, I want my face to be as open as I can for resonation. That's about what we're going to look like. Now, I've already drilled, I have a pre-drilled tailpiece here with some strings on it from another guitar. Now, we want to make sure, once you cut your hole in your box, you want it to be just about as tight as you can make it. Once you cut the hole in the box, and you fit it in there, you want to take a block, and you're going to have, remember we cut some off of our neck blank, so you're going to have pieces left over. This block here I've already cut. Now here, this block here is the same as here, so I know that that's going to be straight. If I push this block up inside of the neck joint, and it's really tight, then I know when I pull it back here that my neck is going to be at the wrong pitch, either too far down or too far up. So I've made a block already for this. That's going to go here. Now, I've pre-drilled these holes as well, so I know where my tailpiece is going to go. Now, you're going to use your 1-inch screws here. They're going to go down through the face. Okay. Now, 2 potentials for error while you're gluing your box together and gluing your dovetail through the body. 2 potentials for fatal error is right here. This block, you don't have to use the hardwood. I used a different piece of wood for convenience. But you notice, once it fits here and it's good back here, you clamp that down and let it set. Once that's done, you want to line this up. When you line this up, not only does it have to be flat, But this neck's got to be straight. So you may not have it exactly in the center, but what you do is real simple. You'll take something, you'll measure the distance here. That's not going to change. You make sure the distance that you have between the inside of your lip and the outside of this body support is the same as up here. So you measure it, make sure it's the same as here, so you don't get a cockeyed neck. You do not want to miss the block, and here's your block right there. When you come down and this box is closed, if that's pitched, you will not. You've got 2 screws. Let me show you how that looks on a blank. You haven't got but a 1/4 inch each way for error. If you miss enough meat in here, you won't have the structure to withstand the tension of the strings. So you notice this is why the Boogie box is a much different design. Your face is left open, the only contact space is here. Actually, I'm sorry, this would be this way, and I'll show you why. When the face... I have another blank here. This is screwed down here, and it pushes down against the face. So when you tighten this down, tighten it down, but don't over-tighten. Back off like by maybe a 1/3 or a 1/4 of a turn to allow this to be pushed down against the face. It's going to give you a much better tone and sound. Now, you may decide to use different acorn nuts or different ornamental things. This is what I use for the frets, for the markers, these little jewels I got at a craft shop, and they're just kind of cutesy. But now is the time to, as well, before you close it, and this is why these boxes are the best. Your standard cigar box guitar, when your neck is adhered to the face in the back, you can't put a pickup in there. You can only put a piezo against here, which is some sound very well. But I've got enough room that I can cut through, and I can put single, double pickups. I can put, if I choose to, like a Delta box would have a volume, I'd put it up in here, put my volume switch up there. Like a Delta box, I put it down here if I choose to. But once you've decided how you're going to customize it, or like this, this is going to be an acoustic, okay? Then we're looking at the overall, just like yay. And it's going to be a real nice box. We're going to use our Tight Bond wood glue. We're going to bond it here. Now our 1 1/4 inch screws will join the dovetail to the back of the neck. Now this one's pre-drilled. So we're set 1 1/4 inch screws here. The 1 inch screws go through here into this on the inside. And they'll go all the way down through your bridge, through your block, and into your main body support. Now all I've got to do now is I'm going to do some more details and re-clear this neck and put in a couple more frets, and we should be good to go. I'll show you how this comes out. Your neck blank, your bridge, and your one-piece saddle tailpiece. This is a short one actually. This is for a tenor box, but just as an example, this is a 5/8 inch high, and that's going to give you quite a high action. Okay, this one here is going to be a little lower action. This is your 3/16 inch saddle. And if you've ever bought one of mine, each one has a serial number underneath. Let's see how it looks in about a half an hour from now, once I get it all glued together.